Hey, my name is Michael from Deep Clean NL. Today we're going to be talking about the wall control, the Venmar wall control, which is the 40350. This wall control is also shared with the Vanny, which is also the 40350. So first we're going to talk about the purpose of the ventilation system, what it is and what it isn't. It's a fresh air appliance, so its main purpose is to give you fresh air year round, okay? But in the wintertime we can control humidity with it, because in the wintertime, winter air has less humid air than indoor air, especially once we get about 5 degrees and below. At 5 degrees and below, now the outdoor humidity starts to become lower than the indoor humidity. And when we give you a way to control the speed of it, now we can control humidity, okay? In the summertime, we have high humidity. So we have a couple of options. We can put the machine on its summer setting, or we can turn it off and just turn it on sparingly when it's a little bit cooler in the mornings or in the evenings, just to freshen up the air, okay? So first we're going to talk about how to use the wall control. We got a couple of things going on here. We got a round dial to the left, and then we have our little slider button to the right. So we'll start on the left side. We have some numbers, 5, -5, and -20. So that's outdoor air temperature. So what the manufacturer wants you to do is simply take the dial, the pointer, and match it up to the outdoor air temperature. So on a 5-degree day, you would simply put this on 5 degrees, okay? If it drops to -5, we simply slide it to -5, okay? At 0, we put it between 5 and -5, okay? You will notice that it starts at 5 degrees because, like I was saying earlier, anything above 5 degrees, we can no longer control humidity. So the manufacturer says anything above 5 degrees, we're technically in the summer area, okay? So let's just say, hypothetically, it's a -5 day. We're going to set our pointer to -5. And now we're going to come over to the right-hand side where we have off, minimum, and maximum. Normal operation is on minimum, okay? So now we have this wall control set. We do not need to touch it unless we have a couple of things that change. If it's a snowstorm outdoors, the manufacturer recommends that you turn off the equipment, okay? To give you fresh air, it has to pull air from outdoors. If the snow is whipping up around that vent while there's a vacuum on it to give you fresh air, it can pull snow in. If it pulls snow in and gets into the warm house, it'll melt in the ductwork, okay? And can come down through and cause leaks and things like that. So typically, turn it off during snowstorms. The other time we can turn it off is in the summertime, okay? You can turn it off. Most times it's hot in the summertime. We don't want to take that hot air and put it into the house. So you can turn it off, run a dehumidifier, okay? You can turn it on sparingly, like I said, in the mornings if it's a little bit cooler. In the evenings when it's a bit cooler, you can turn it off. The other time you're going to turn it off is if the outdoor air conditions are worse than they are indoors, air quality wise. Let's just say there's a forest fire, smoke, any of those types of things. We don't want that coming into the house, okay? If it did come in, it's going to get filtered, but nonetheless, we don't want it to come in. We're going to turn the equipment off, okay? So that's how you properly use the wall control. If you want to know what the humidity level is here, there is a kind of way to know. If we turn this dial starting clockwise at summer, when we start to turn it clockwise, we will hear a little click right here, okay? Down here in the bottom of this gray area represents 30% humidity. So if that click was here in the gray, it would say it's 30% humidity, okay? If that click is up here where it's clicking right now, it's 60% humidity. So the comfort zone is between 30 and 60% humidity, okay? Optimal being 50% humidity, okay? But it is normal for this click to move all around the dial. That depends on the indoor humidity and the outdoor air temperature, okay? But we don't ever want that click all the way down here, because if it is, it's telling us it's really dry. If that happens, you can turn off your machine for a day or so, let the humidity naturally come up on its own, and then go back to using it normally, okay? And that's how to use the 40350 Venmar dehumidistat.